today to be bold and be brave and stand up for our girls. We don't want anybody to be excluded, so how about you make an open category? Start protecting our girls immediately so everybody can still compete, but everybody has their place. That's what you guys always preach, is being inclusive, making everybody feel welcome, making everybody feel acceptable. Well, what about our girls? The 350,000 girls that compete in California, over a few small marginal 0.001%. Have them still compete, but compete in an open category so our girls are not lose out on all these opportunities. Thank you guys so much, and I appreciate everything you guys do. And it's hard to be up here as a dad to watch your daughters. I'm a father of triplets. I have 3 kids that compete in all sports at King in 5 different varsity sports. To see your daughters have it stripped away from a biological boy when she has worked so hard in school and in the sports field. Please make an exception and do an open category. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sophia Laurie. I was a collegiate soccer player, a 4-year varsity CIF athlete. 3 of those years I was a CIF captain at Benita Unified School District from 2014 to 2018. We're here again today. You've seen us at your past countless meetings. I think we've been at 4 or 5 of them now. The president is on your side now. The nation wants girls' sports to be protected. The president sends out this executive order, and the first thing CIF does is give San Francisco Chronicle a statement that they're going to not protect girls' sports. There's about 50 to 60 of you guys sitting in here. Are you guys okay with telling your daughters and your granddaughters that you've done nothing? Because you know what? I know one day when I have kids, I'm going to be able to tell my daughters and my future granddaughters that I did everything possible to make sure that they have the same sports opportunities that I had. And guess what? If you're sitting in here and you agree with me, but you're choosing to remain silent, you are the problem. And when the first girl in California becomes paralyzed or dead because they're injured due to a male, and that's where we're heading if you guys continue to allow this, we will make sure that every single one of your names is blasted across the nation. We will make sure the president knows your name. We will make sure the nation knows your name. Because it's not fun to choose silence anymore. And guess what? It's not bold to say that girls' sports should be for girls' sports only. Playing soccer brought me everything. It helped pay for college. It brought me my best of friends. It taught me how to do a future career and how to learn leadership and how to learn how to work with people. And you guys are ripping that away from girls. Girls are seeing exposed male genitalia in their locker rooms, and you adults are saying nothing. Stop saying nothing. We are holding you accountable. Be brave. Stand up for girls. Save girls' sports. Yeah.
Please introduce yourself.
Sonia Shaw, and I pretty much ditto all that she has to say. My name is Sonia Shaw. I'm not only the Chino Valley Unified School Board president, I'm also a mother of 2 fierce female athletes. I see their blood, sweat, and tears. As a matter of fact, on my way over here, I have a text message from my daughter. Thank you, Mom. Thank you for always fighting for us. I don't mean to get emotional, and I wasn't even planning on doing that. I had this whole speech written out. The majority of you guys, I see a lot of beautiful women in here, and I hope you're standing up for our girls. But the majority of you men, shameful. You should be embarrassed of yourselves for taking that approach and not pushing back on whoever is in... I get it. Whoever's in CIF at the top level, putting out those woke, weird toolkits on telling boys how to compete against girls. If you're part of that, you're disgusting, and you need to step out of here. I'm not even joking anymore. We're gonna win. The president's already on our side. He's putting you guys on notice. School districts, trust me, I'm waiting for the chance to pass a policy. I know what it's like when the state comes after you. I know what it's like to be bullied by Bonta, Thurman, and Newsom. They sued our district. We stood tall. We are still winning. Whether they want to pretend they're winning or not, we're winning. You know why more moms and dads are getting into this fight? Because of these very things, to protect our girls. Mike was one of my favorite teachers in high school. I looked up to him. I wasn't allowed to play sports, but I was an athletic trainer aide, and I desired every part to be in sports, and he was a leader. I still expect you, Mike, to lead these people. Make a bold stance. You guys don't know, honestly, you don't need to take this weak approach. And again, if you're a part of it, like she said, you're part of the problem. Be bold and courageous. You men, what if this was your daughter? You're okay with them seeing a penis in the female's locker room? You're okay with the male beating them? We teach women not to be beat by men. And all in the name of sports, it's all of a sudden okay? Be bold, be courageous, and stand up for our girls.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Bob Weller. I'm president of Escondido Union High School Board and a proud graduate of LA Unified, 1976 varsity baseball. Like you, I love my state and I love my country, and I appreciate all your work doing here. About a month ago, 2 months ago, when we had our first rains, my 18-year-old hadn't driven his car. He just got it back from the shop, but the back tires were bald. And he's like, Dad, I'm gonna go out and see my friends. I'm like, Ez, take my truck. The roads are slick. He's like, no, I really want to drive my car. And I'm like, okay, it's your car. So he takes it out. He comes home 30 minutes later. He had spun out on the freeway. He hit a pole. Thankfully, no one was injured. The car was minor damaged. He goes, man, I really regret not listening to you. And he taught me something. He's 18. He taught me something. His biggest thing when I need his attention is to bring up the word regret. All of us at these tables here, I'm sure we're athletes at one time or another. And you look back at a game that you lost, and you go, man, had I just moved to the left, or had I just jumped, or if I'd just done what my coach said, we would have won. We are at a point right now in the state of California where if you do not take this stand, I don't know how long it's going to be, 1 year, 3 years, or 10 years down the road, you will regret not taking a stand for these women. Regret is the worst thing. When you're in that locker room and you go, oh man, I just didn't do it. Please take a stand. And you men, come on guys, stand up for the women, stand up, be courageous. Courage, you lead the way on this. Thank you.
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Amber French. I am a college athlete at California Baptist University. I'm here as a senior D1 athlete to share my experience competing collegiately. In order for me to be talking to you as a D1 athlete, being recruited was dependent on the times I went in high school. For high school, CIF was one of the most important meets of the season that all swimmers trained and rested for. It was a meet that every year you needed to have a consideration time to be considered or an automatic time. But spots were limited and only the top 40 swimmers in each event were taken for D1 high schools. For many swimmers, making it to CIF was an opportunity to swim fast and be seen by college coaches. In order for me to have become a D1 athlete, I needed a specific time standard. So let's look at the top 16 times for my best event, the 100 breast, in last year's prelims. For last year's prelims, women needed to do a 104.39 and men needed a 57.36 to make the top 16. Now let's look at the 2025 CIF time standards for the 100 breast. Women, to be considered, needed a 110.84 and an automatic time of a 104.87. Men needed a 101.64 and an automatic time of 57.44. My question to you is why are considered in auto time standards between men and women 7 to 9 seconds different? And why are we only seeing male athletes try to compete in female sports and not vice versa? Is it because we can't deny the biological differences between men and women? And even the most competitive female athletes cannot dominate against the most competitive male athletes? My purpose today is to show opportunities wouldn't be possible if males competed in my sport. And I luckily do not do a contact sport, but what about sports like volleyball, soccer, water polo, and wrestling? Now you are risking the safety of female athletes. Let's make open categories for trans athletes that don't want to compete in their biological sex.
Thank you.
I'm Marcy Strange and the founder of Taxpayers Oversight for Parents and Students, as well as a voice for the LGBT community. Do not allow biological males in girls' competitive sports. Why? They expose themselves in girls' showers, and there's evidence of severe sports injuries, sexual abuse, stolen scholarships, and violations of the federal laws, including Title IX. Sex and money are the two primary motivators for this widespread abuse of females on a large scale. Ignoring these concerns, continuing to ignore these concerns, will likely lead to investigations into your personal conduct, including tax audits and interactions with minors, possibly inappropriately. What's on your hard drives, people? Finally, J.K. Rowling eloquently asks, which side are you on? Women's rights or men's demands? Biology is not bigotry.
Thank you, Marcy.
Hello, people. CIF. My name is Oscar Avila. I have a daughter in high school. She's a volleyball player. She's going to play varsity volleyball hopefully next year. My concern is with her not being able, let me step back. I have a daughter, she's got a GPA of like 3.7, 3.8. She's a great student. So when it comes to her classes, she's pretty good on her own. She's able to do her homework, help her if we can. She's way smarter than me, for sure. But, that's a given. She's going to compete on that level because there's nobody in front of her, right? When it comes to like sports, this is my issue. She plays volleyball, it's a very physical sport. And I'm here, I'm asking you guys, asking you as a collective group to consider and to do the right thing, which is to ban boys, biological boys, playing in girl sports. Why? Because it's a federal law now. And President Trump signed executive order saying that boys cannot compete in girl sports. Because we know there's a difference in biology between women and boys, between girls and boys, I mean. So we should do the right thing, and not just that, but then as men, right? Half of the group in here are men. So if you're a male, I have 4 daughters. This is my youngest daughter that's going to play varsity volleyball next year, hopefully. So as raising 4 girls, my youngest daughter, we didn't have this issue years ago with other daughters that are adults now that were playing. So as men in the room, if you have daughters, granddaughters, anybody, nieces, whatever, right? Do the right thing. As men, we're called to be protectors, to be leaders, right? Not because we're better, but just because we are the strong person in this world. So you're called to be protectors. So do the right thing. Stand up like men, right? Your mother's raised you to be men. Your father raised you to be. If you had a father, if you had a mother that was strong, do the right thing. Protect women. It's not a biased thing or being mean. Just do the right thing. Men and boys. Boys and girls are different. So just consider that. Think about the right thing. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Please introduce yourself.
Good morning, my name is Stephen Paez. I'm the Director of Southern California for the White Rose Resistance. And I'm here today also as a father of 3 daughters, 2 of which are teenagers. And for years my daughters have played volleyball, and I've enjoyed and had the high honor of being their coach. And I can tell you every time my daughters played in a co-ed league, there was a tremendous advantage to have multiple boys on your team. And as a father speaking here today, speaking up for the protection of girls, I want to strongly exhort each and every one of you to stand up and protect these young girls who have been competing for years in their sport. We are asking you to be brave and to stand for righteousness. And righteousness means just to do the right thing. And the right thing is to protect these young girls from biological males undressing in their locker rooms. It's unfathomable to me that you would think that that's okay, and that you could sit on this board and you would say that I'm okay with letting a male undress in front of somebody's daughter. The right thing would be making sure no biological male unfairly competes against a girl that could have resulted in a severe injury. The right thing would be for you to step down if you refuse to protect these girls. Furthermore, you will be held accountable. Make no mistake about it. The people here in this room represent thousands and thousands of mama bears and papa bears who are going to not stop on this issue. They will protect the most innocent. They will protect these poor girls. And if you're a man here today, I'm speaking directly to you. Man to man, protect women. That's the problem in our society. We've turned away from protecting the most innocent. And we will stand before a holy and righteous God for the authority given to us as men and on this board. God bless you guys.
Thank you very much. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Holly Ibarra, and I'm a sophomore that attends Milliken High School. I'm a multi-sport athlete. I play softball and flag football. I've been playing sports my whole life. Many of myself and many other girls like me have sacrificed so much to be out on the field all week and out. To know that the CIF organization is prioritizing biological males' feelings over the protection and safety of all female athletes across California, not only on the field, courts, pools, etc., but in our restrooms and locker rooms as well. How has it come to this, I ask you? Are you okay with boys and young men in the same locker rooms as your daughters and granddaughters? Well, I'm here on behalf of every female and their families with common sense that say we are not okay with this, and demand that you comply with the executive order that was signed by our president to ban biological males from all female sports. Thank you and God bless.
Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Noelle Fitchett. I am the Communications Director for Concerned Women for America, which is the nation's largest public policy women's organization. I'm also a former varsity high school soccer player, as well as a competitive dancer. I genuinely do believe that each and every one of you are working this job that you are doing because you care about students. But I'm asking you to please care about the women who are having their rights completely stripped away from them and the opportunities that they have stripped away from them. I have 3 brothers, 2 of which are award-winning athletes, and despite sharing the same genetic pool, there's no way that I would be able to beat them or compete with them in the same sport. And this is the case for many young girls. If CIF doesn't stop this, then female sports will no longer exist. Allowing males to compete in female sports is not just unfair, but it's dangerous. And it ignores the biology that all of us know is real. For a state that claims to be progressive, this is extremely regressive. This is injustice. 8 in 10 women have experienced some form of sexual harassment, and each time that these girls have to change in a locker room with boys, you are making them relive that trauma each and every time. As President Trump said, women's sports will be for only women, so we are asking you to comply with the executive order and 20 other states that are doing the same. This is common sense policy, one that majority of the state and majority of Americans agree with. In high school, we read lots of dystopian books, and never in my life did I think they would become a reality. But this is the reality that we are living in. And we are here, and as some may say, you need to expect our existence or expect resistance. We will not be silent, and women deserve to be protected. CIF, you have failed women, but it's not too late to make it right. Protect women, do not harm them. And as some might say, again, expect our existence or expect resistance. Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
Good morning, my name is Allison Foote, Treasurer for the Independent Council on Women's Sports, and mother of 2 CIF multi-sport athletes. And I'm calling on the CIF to swiftly adopt a policy to protect women's rights to fair competition, privacy in the locker room, and safety on the field. Your current policy gives no consideration to the rights of female athletes, and the time to change course is long overdue. Blaming state law does not shield you from liability. In December, a federal judge in Connecticut ruled that Title IX funding recipients' obligation to comply with Title IX is not obviated or alleviated by any state or local law. If you cannot comply with both, he ruled, Title IX preempts state law. Last month, the Biden administration's attempt to redefine sex in Title IX to include gender identity failed when the federal court vacated the new rule nationwide as unconstitutional. The court further rejected the administration's application of Bostick and held instead that when Title IX is viewed in its entirety, it's abundantly clear that discrimination on the basis of sex means discrimination on the basis of being male or female. And now, AB 1266 is being challenged in the courts. The Office of Civil Rights will begin evaluating schools' alignment with Title IX, and polling shows that public opinion is overwhelmingly in favor of fairness for women and girls. Sports governing bodies are returning to a restricted female category for those born female, along with a male or open category available to everyone. Even the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association will vote on a similar amendment to its policy in April. If Washington can do it, we know you can too. ICONS is ready to support you in your efforts. We work with sports governing bodies and legislative authorities to help them protect women from discrimination on the basis of their sex. We'll be happy to share our expertise with the CIF when you're ready to honor your commitment to providing equal opportunity for your female athletes. I've left some postcards on the table, and I hope you'll reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen.
Hi there, I'm Melissa Cohen, and a lot of us were here a year ago in this same room, a lot of our side, I assume some of you were here last year, to a very chilly reception. We said the same things, and you guys acted like we were crazy, didn't give us any extra time to make our case. And here we are a year later, and the tide has turned. And clearly, there are a lot of people showing that they agree with us, including most Democrats, do believe in protecting women's sports, not just Republicans. I'm a lifelong Democrat until this year. I voted Republican for the first time to protect women, to protect kids, to protect vulnerable people. But do you guys plan to have careers in politics? Because the tide is turning. And if you continue to be on the wrong side of history, politics is going to leave you behind. And you're not going to have careers in the next few years when everybody is agreeing with this side of protecting girls' sports and protecting women in general. Nobody's going to vote for you. You aren't going to be appointed to commissions. Like, why are you holding on to these ridiculous ideas at this point? It just doesn't make sense. It's clear that this is the right side of history, and you're not on it. The NCAA saw the writing on the wall. Why is CIF holding on to this ridiculous ideology? Why did you acted like we were crazy a year ago. Why would you still act like we're crazy? Like we're not. We're clearly on the side of reality, and the whole country sees it. And if you guys want people to vote for you, like, wake up. Don't hold on to these crazy policies. They aren't going to get you anywhere in your career. And we understand that people, you have to represent your constituents. So represent your constituents, because this is what your constituents want.
Thank you, Melissa. Okay, we've hit our 30-minute time limit for general public comments. One, I appreciate everybody, again, exercising your right and sticking to the 2-minute time frame. We were able to get a lot of people in, and so I do appreciate that, but our time limit is up for public
Will
comment.
anyone make a motion to extend our time to hear from the rest of these people?
Please, please, please make a motion.
How many extend
for time?
Raise your hand so you can show them who they're silencing. How many
Don't
speakers
make a
are left?
motion.
Do you have any left?
Is there a motion pending to extend time?
If anyone wants to make a motion, stand up for your daughters. Just let the people speak.
I've listened
Can
to
I request a
hours of
motion
opposing voices. It's
from
okay.
the council to extend time? How many more speakers do we have? CC?
1, 2, 3,
We have 3 more speakers, so I'd like to, anybody like to extend a motion to extend time? Second over here. So all those in favor, show with your paddles, please. Raise your paddles if you're in favor of extending time for our last 3 speakers. Anybody opposed? All right, so we are going to go ahead and extend time for our last 3 speakers. So please introduce yourself, and we'll give 2 minutes for our last 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just going to hold it. Hi, my name is Juliana, and I was one of the women that the speaker formerly came up here. I was one of the women she's talking about. I was here last year, and I asked, could you please be the adults in the room, and it hasn't happened. So what I'm going to do here is, I just want to read the first 2 sentences of our new executive order here. It says, in recent years, many educational institutions and athletic associations have allowed men to compete in women's sports. This is demeaning, unfair, and dangerous to women and girls, and denies women and girls the equal opportunity to participate and excel in competitive sports. I might not have used the word demeaning last year, but I do recall using the word dignity, that our young girls deserve dignity, as do the boys. I'm not under a delusion that every single boy relishes in undressing in front of a girl. I don't think that's happening either. I think what we're doing is forcing children to do something unnatural themselves, girls and boys. And I would love to take a poll, but I imagine nobody wants to raise their hand here. I mean, does anyone think that that is incorrect? Does anyone here think that it is not demeaning, unfair, and dangerous to women and girls and denies women and girls equal opportunity when men and boys are allowed to compete? I mean, can anyone, does anyone think it's okay? Because if you don't think it's okay, you are the governing body of high school, and you are the ones to make the change. Trump did it. I don't know who expected Trump to do it. I don't know if I did, but he did. And step in line, please, please. Just protect girls. Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Daniel Cruz. I'm a father of a little girl right here. Since she was a baby, she's been my princess, my kitten. And ever since she was little, she was an athlete, whether it was cheerleading, swim, and then eventually into tennis. She was 4 years varsity at Benito High School, and she worked hard for it. You guys should have seen how hard she worked for it. She earned her spot. I swear to God, she earned it. And I did as much as I could as a father to help coach her. I had to learn tennis. I never played. But I learned tennis for my little girl, so that way I could help coach her in my spare time. I did as much as I possibly could as a father to give her every opportunity to be the best at her sport. Ever since she was little, I've done my best to protect her and take care of her. And I laid down my life to make sure she's safe. I'm just asking you guys now, because the power's not in my hands anymore. It's in your guys' hands. And I'm begging you, for every other little girl that's out there that wants to be an athlete, please don't let these opportunities be taken from them. They want to excel. They give it their all. They put everything out on the field to go out there and win. Just to have those spots on the teams taken away by a boy that says he's a girl. Like I said, for the past 18 years, I've done everything I can to protect my little girl. But today's decision, it's not on me. I can't do anything about it this time. So I'm begging you guys. I'm just begging you guys, please stand up for girls' sports. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Maria Carrillo, and I'm here. How did we get here, ladies and gentlemen? the last 4 years of the Biden administration has removed policies to protect females. Me, myself, was a goalie. I won first place. And while that was in the past, today, those opportunities are being removed for our young ladies. I have a daughter. I will not stop fighting for her and for her opportunities. People say, we're removing rights from transgenders. No, they remove our rights. For women, this past 4 years, the reality has been reality forever. It's been this past, 10 years with the delusion. We are not going to stop, just like all the other laws that have been put into place, now that our president's on our side with reality. Riverside, West, you couldn't handle the boys beating on the girls in the name of transgender, and now you're here. I ask you that now you stand because you can make a positive decision for our females in Riverside. I represent Riverside females. Save Girls Sports. We will not stop. Whatever the decision is, we will not stop. We will continue to fight for our females and for their opportunities, their scholarships, and the rest of the next generation. Thank you.
I'm leaving my business cards for California Family Council. Julianne's the attorney for Advocates for Faith. They're going to be on there. Please reach out. We want to work with you guys. We want to help. We want to help CIF protect girls' sports. They'll be over here. Thank you.
I appreciate all our speakers. Our time limit. We were able to hear all of you, so I appreciate everyone that's hearing with that. And thank you for being here today. All right. Next on comments. Do we have any comments from